So chat, the sea has opened up, and its briny maw has started to swallow the rich. The orcas have been capsizing the yachts, and just recently, a billionaire, he and a bunch of other people who paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for tickets into a submersible to get to see the Titanic wreck. Everyone's lost contact with them. And now we can go, just a real quick prepper, I guess. We'll cover both at the same time because we're not going to do a whole segment on the killer whales. I think the killer whales are based. I hear they fuck with seals, which I'm not a super big fan of. So, like, really, honestly, this is like I'm gonna be a radical centrist about the whales. Okay, all right. I like seals a lot. All right, that's like two steps back. However, killer whales. By the way, the Atlantic, which is just hilarious. I've got this one because it was funny. Killer whales are not our friends. Stop rooting for the orcas ramming boats. By Jacob Stern, who is a stern guy. See, I go by Jake because I'm chill, and my name is actually Jacob Relaxed. My legal name, Jacob Relaxed Guy. This guy's Jacob Stern. He is my nemesis. They call me Jake Relaxed Guy. Their preferred name is Yacht Fuckers. Oh wow. There's some orcas. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm not subscribed to the Atlantic, actually I'm subscribed to the Atlantic sports stuff for Detroit sports. Shout out Detroit sports writing legends, James Edwards. Shout out. But fuck the regular Atlantic. In recent months, orcas in the waters off the Iberian Peninsula have taken to ramming boats. Oh no, the animals have already sunk 3 this year and damaged several more after one of the latest incidents in which a catamaran... Oh, a catamaran? Oh no, do you guys know what a catamaran is? I bet this is... Here you go. They're getting rammed, dude. They're getting blasted.
Arrancó el segundo.
The orcas don't fucking want you to live, dude.
Both rudders.
They took their fucking rudders, dude. Yes! Beautiful. Gorgeous. I have not seen Jacob Stern's anything. The animals have already sunk these boats. That was a catamaran. I believe a catamaran has it's kind of like it's got 2 hulls on the outside, right? My catamaran. I just want to. Yes, I'm correct. I'm correct. It is like a sailboat with 2 hulls, but not necessarily a sailboat because sometimes the yachts are like this, but sometimes they're like this. I've actually been. When I lived in Florida for a minute, and a lot of people have heard stories from my Florida times. I worked at a marina for a minute, and to make ends meet, that was actually a pretty cool job. I got to be outside a lot, but my boss was on cocaine all the time. Anyway, so catamarans would come around sometimes, and they were usually French Canadians for some reason, or sailboats for French Canadians. Not good tippers. Fuck you, French Canadians. Also kind of assholes in general. Pretty much everyone that owns a boat is an asshole in some respect because, you know, so much money's tied up into it. I have seen huge fucking yachts, 150 feet plus, take thousands and thousands of gallons. I mean, you know, they sit there for 4 hours and fuel up. This guy needs fewer yachts in his vicinity, yeah. After the incident in which the catamaran lost both of its rudders, the boat's captain suggests that the assailants have grown stealthier and more efficient. Looks like they knew exactly what they're doing, he says. Scientists have documented hundreds of orca boat incidents off the Spanish-Portuguese coast since 2020. Hundreds since 2020, dude. Let's fucking go. But news coverage of these attacks is blowing up right now, thanks in part to the creative new theory about why it's happening. Cetacean vengeance. Revenge of the killer whales might be driven by trauma. Scientists and sailors say orcas are attacking them because let's see. Some researchers think it's merely playful behavior. Jesus Christ. They've damaged dozens of others over the years as a fad, implying that the animals will eventually lose interest and resort to more typical behavior. For 3 years, it's been a fad, a sport to kill the boats. This is incredible. This is actually really fucking, that's, inspiring. We gotta make a note, chat. Boop. Okay. Anyway, so the orcas are coming after them. What we think is they're asking to have a propeller to the face. So when they encounter a sailboat that isn't running its engine, they get kind of frustrated, and that's why they break the rudder? What? They're asking for a propeller to the face? What? In another recent encounter, a German publicist told Yacht, which I've read, that his vessel was approached by 2 smaller and 1 large orca. Here's another one. Orca's attack. Orca boat attack. Get him, dude.
Yeah. My God.
I love that these rich people are just sitting here sort of taking the attacks. Amazing.
This won't help anymore, right?
The sailboat had its hull pierced, rudder broken, and was towed to port. Look, I mean, it's not necessarily good that every boat is getting capsized, but also, yeah, it is, because I mean, we're killing them. You know, they you know, the encounters could be a response to past trauma. Oh, really? Since 2020, there have been more than 500 encounters between yachts and orcas. Alfredo Lopez Fernandez, a biologist at the University of Aveiro in Portugal, and a representative of the Grupo de Trabajo Orca Atlantica, or Atlantic. Lopez Fernandez believes that a female known as White Gladys, who leads the group of around 40 animals, may have had traumatizing encounters with a boat or fishing net. She's radicalizing them? White Gladys? This is great news. They have politics, guys. They have politics. The orcas are doing this on purpose, of course. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, they want to sink ships. Anyway, so this is all to say that, I mean, obviously, I'm pro-killer whale in this instance, honestly. This is all happening. The sea has been claiming its share of the 1%ers. But recently, the RMS Titanic was visited by a group of tourists who paid like a touristy fee to be party to a submersible that a billionaire was gonna send out. Anyway, they lost contact. The people in the submersible are likely fucking dead in a terrifying, in awful way to go. Right next to the Titanic. Love the idea of the symmetry of that, however, and kind of like deserved. So this right here is from CBS Sunday Morning. Please don't DMCA me for watching essentially the guy from PBS. They sent the guy from Nova, I think David Pogue is his name. Is that his name? Yeah, David Pogue. To this is 5 months ago. This is the submersible that sank or whatever. That I guess I don't know if it sank. It's just not. They can't contact it. So this is video from them going there to see this specific thing because it's a commercial thing and it's new, right? Like tours to the Titanic. So fucking I mean, if you haven't seen anything about this is just to buckle you in. Imagine if Firefest was a submarine. Uh-oh. Maybe the boat attacks are because we have stopped honoring the contract of the tongues? The contract of the tongues? Between hunters and killer whales? Australia. Oh, well. I don't respect Australian law.
Talk about an offer that's hard to refuse. Our David Pogue was invited recently to join the highly select and very small group of people who've actually made it to the bottom of the Atlantic.
Oh boy.
To view firsthand the eerie remains of the Titanic. It promised to be quite a journey, quite a story besides.
Maybe you've heard the story of the Titanic.
Maybe.
Iceberg, right ahead!
I think there was a movie about it.
Come on, give me your hand!
Leo!
For the most part, the only people who've ever seen the Titanic since that night have been scientists. Until now.
It's a very unusual business. It's its own category. It's a new type of travel.
He sounds like if Ben Shapiro wasn't evil. You see that?
Business. It's its own category. It's a new
He's just a nice Ben Shapiro.
type of travel.
Stockton Rush is the CEO of OceanGate, a company that offers dives to the Titanic in a one-of-a-kind carbon fiber submersible for $250,000 per person.
Now, it is real hard for me to feel fucking bad about that.
Who are the typical clientele for these missions?
We have clients that are Titanic enthusiasts, which we refer to as Titaniacs. We have people who have
Titaniacs.
mortgaged their home to come and do the trip.
Awful.
And we have people who don't think twice about a trip of this cost. We had one gentleman who had won the lottery.
And this summer, Rush invited us to come along. We departed from St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, the easternmost tip of North America,
God, dude.
about 400 miles from the Titanic.
That's the last we'll be seeing of land for 8 days.
Ugh.
Aboard a chartered oil rig servicing ship. During our 2-day journey into the North Atlantic, we got to know our fellow adventurers. They included everyone from Indian industry mogul Shrenik Baldota.
Yeah, they call me a wild monk.
The wild monk?
Yeah, because I
So it looks like we just have the crew.
For
We don't need to know the crew.
inside.
This is cool though.
On
I
it
wanna
all
know this
went
stuff.
well, I myself would be spending about 12 hours sealed inside
that,
on a
dude.
dive to the Titanic.
So this is the part where you're like, oh, okay, this is like a this looks really legit, right? This looks like a legitimate operation. Like you see James Cameron vibes going on. Prepare your butts.
Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous.
Yeah, no shit. I'm not gonna go in there. Fuck that.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death.
They literally sign a fucking waiver to go in. Nope.
Where do I sign?
Oh! Take your shoes off. That's customary.
Okay.
Guys, they don't have a hatch.
Wow.
Inside, the sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button. That's it.
This is the same one that's right next to the Titanic right now. Right now.
It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
The Titan is the only
button.
5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths, 2.4 miles below the sea. It's also the only one with a toilet. Sort of. And yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
What?
We can use these off-the-shelf components.
I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing
Camper World?
with this game controller.
Is that a Game Freak, dude? He got it off of Amazon Choice. He primed it. What the fuck? He's got a... Yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Nope.
Come on!
It's a Logitech.
Seems like
It's a Logitech. Got a little Bro control. Yeah, he got the one that you give that has the sticky button. You give it to the friend. It's got the sticky B button, dude.
this submersible has some elements of MacGyver-y jerry-rigness. I mean, you're putting construction pipes as ballast.
Oh, boy. Oh, fuck. Construction pipes as ballast, and he went in there?
I don't know if I'd use that description of it, but there's certain things that you want to be buttoned down. So the pressure vessel is not MacGyvered at all, because that's where we work with Boeing and NASA and the University of Washington. Everything else can fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go, you're still going to be safe.
How are you going to be safe at the bottom of the sea? That's not what safety is. That's not how safe works. Did you know that you need a renewable source of oxygen to continue to exist?
But when expedition manager Kyle Bingham studied the forecast for our Titanic dive, he concluded that the waves would be too big to launch the sub.
Thank God, we need
Looking
David
at
Pogue.
6 feet, and then it bumps up a little bit.
Our Titanic adventure would have to wait. But Stockton Rush offered our CBS crew a consolation dive to the continental shelf 80 miles away.
Apparently there's a lot of sheer cliffs underwater to see, shark breeding ground. They say it's
Even
really
deeper,
cool.
nice!
The crew closes the hatch from the outside with 17 bolts.
See what I'm
There's
saying?
no other way out.
No other way out! What are you gonna do? You're fucked! That's it! You can't do anything!
Here's how the launch is supposed to go. The sub is attached to a huge floating platform. Motorboats drag it down the big orange ramp into the sea.
Never.
We're in the water, we're floating.
You couldn't pay me the price of this to... You couldn't pay me $250,000 to go in this. I would never do it. That's insane.
They are going to come and prepare the platform for the next phase, which is the sinking.
The platform submerges to around 30 feet, where the water is much calmer than on the surface.
You're in the water, people.
Divers detach the sub from the platform.
Instead of go, it should be no. I'm going to pay a fuck ton of money to be sealed into a coffin in the deadliest part of the entire planet for humans. Yep.
And away you go, in theory.
Hull integrity, holding.
And what happened next? You won't be disappointed, as we'll show you a little later on Sunday morning.
Ooh. This is the second one, though.
Our dive happened.
So apparently those floats there came off the platform, and that wasn't supposed to happen. So we're scrubbing.
Yeah, I think that's the consensus up here.
Copy that.
I was crushed.
They're scrubbing. Amazing.
My diving adventures were over.
Fucking
Every
good.
expedition
Holy shit.
has its challenges. All of them. I have not been in one expedition where things have to be adjusted, adapted, changed, or canceled at the end of the day. You're at the mercy of the weather.
Renata Rojas speaks from painful experience. Over the years, she's been booked on 3 Titanic expeditions. All 3 were canceled.
What the fuck? This is cope, dude. This is insane.
You just cry a lot. And just keep the dream alive, because it's something that I have to do.
Our expedition had to wait out 2 more days of rough seas. Fortunately, there's a lot to do in the North Atlantic.
I'm the king of the surface vessel!
There's sea life,
I like him.
ship tours, atmospheric effects.
And that, my friends, is called a fog bow.
Ooh, a fog bow. That's cool.
You can also hang out with scientists. Researchers like deep sea biologists.
What?
You can also hang
Give me a nudist play? Oh.
out with scientists. Researchers like deep sea biologist Steve Ross and ocean archaeologist Rob Mather join every expedition. In effect, the passengers are funding their science.
How scientific is this expedition?
I don't do show science. So our job is to do real and important and valid work.
While you're down there, will you look for this
giant heart-shaped diamond on a chain?
I think that's not there.
On our 6th day at sea,
The
weather
Titanic.
cleared. The dive was a go.
Titan sitting at
No, he went.
742.
No, he went. No, don't go.
That was the last of the good news.
I said, do you know where we are? 100 meters to the bow, then 470 to the bow. If you are lost, so are we.
There's no GPS.
What? There's no GPS? What are they doing, man? They don't have... What are they doing? Oh, no, bro. You couldn't do any sort of backup plan? What if we fuck up? Nothing?
Underwater. So the surface ship is supposed to guide the sub to the shipwreck by sending text messages.
Texts!
Turn 30 degrees right?
Probably, 30 degrees.
But on this dive, communications somehow broke down. The sub never found the wreck.
We were lost.
This is fucking crazy. This is crazy.
We were lost for 2.5 hours.
Rush says he'll offer those
2.5 hours?
passengers a free do-over next year. And that's just one cost of...
Imagine fucking being lost in a submersible with a fucking Logitech gamepad as your steering wheel and a communal toilet in the middle of the room.
Doing this business.
Are you making money on this operation?
No. So, not yet. People might say, hey, that's a lot of money, $250,000. But we went through over $1 million of gas.
It was our last day at sea. There was one last chance to reach the Titanic.
No.
And this time, good weather and good fortune were aligned.
Slow down, it's just in front of us. Just we are in front of the anchor.
Oh my gosh, here's the bow,
do it
guys.
again, yeah.
You guys see it?
Look at that though, how it just kind of emerges out.
Yeah.
That is it. That is otherworldly.
And there it was. The famous bow, the ship's wheel pedestal, and memorial plaques from old expeditions.
Is that a crab right there? Yeah, a crabber.
The bollards that once secured the ship in port, and the davits that lowered the lifeboats.
We love a davit.
The hole where a huge smokestack once stood.
They made a horror game of this concept, and the fact submersible is less scary than what the fuck they did.
Cruising, anything like that.
You're just trapped in a submersible? Damn.
And the skylight over the radio room that sent out distress signals. Now, Titanic tourism has its detractors, but these expeditions don't disturb the wreck or retrieve artifacts. And Stockton Rush said,
Returned to the wreck this coming summer and did.
Once again,
he's still there.
Alone.
Yeah. Not a fucking chance. No way. Nope. I will never get inside a submarine. I've taken one tour of a submarine that was above water. Like it was floating and it was anchored to the dock. And we walked on the top of it. Yeah. I'm not, no. Who's gone missing? People on that submersible, rich folks that paid $250,000 plus for a ticket. McPlatypus, I've read that the CEO is in the can this go around. Yep. The CEO is. The U-boat? Yeah. I'm good. Count me out. Anyway, the sea can continue to take the billionaires. I don't mind. Based.